Hi, I'm Mark Mandelbaum of Lanterra Developments, welcoming you to our live stream presenting to you one of the most exciting projects that Lanterra has ever brought to the market. I'm here with Lambrou of Living Visions, who has been managing our sales programs for Lanterra for well over 20 years. And we will take this hour to explain to you exactly what makes Glen Hill so special. Now, we are living in a COVID world, and under normal circumstances, we would have a very elaborate sales office and our potential purchasers would come in and kick all the tires. But in our COVID world, the way we are communicating and explaining to our project is by way of a live stream that we will be broadcasting in a manner that we could tell you exactly what makes Glen Hill so special. Over the next hour, you'll be hearing from various people who have all collaborated in the design of the project, and at the end, we will be having a question and answer period, and we would ask you to, by email, send us your questions, and we will be responding at the end of the program. So join us on a journey which we hope you will find as informative for you as it was for us, and we're going to be starting the program with what is really the most important, and location.
Location. And where is that, by the way? We are at the beautiful Glen Park community in Toronto, and the address for this will be right at Bathurst between Glencairn and Hillmount. The west side will face onto a beautiful new park that's going to stretch all the way from Glencairn to Hillmount. And it is only 10 stories, 110 suites, exclusive suites. I have to tell you that it's not your typical suites that go all the way up. Almost every single suite has something different about it, which gives you the exclusivity, and it's not typical when your neighbors visit. It's not going to be the same suite. And it's got enough amenities that is going to serve all of you and pamper you like no other building that I know.
So join us for a special video that will give you a glimpse into this very special neighborhood. I'm here with my good friend, Henry Burstyn, a director at IBI, one of the most prolific architecture firms in the city of Toronto. I've worked with Henry on many projects before, but this project is special, not just to me, but I understand, Henry, to you as well. Not just because of the complexity, which you're gonna be talking to us about, but also this is your hood as well.
Yes, thank you, Mark. You're absolutely right. The site is highly complex. And one of the biggest challenges on the site was the fact that we have 18 feet difference from the corner of Bathurst and Glencairn down to the corner of Bathurst and Hillmount. And what we did is we used that challenge as a unique feature of the site and an ability to add more value and amenities for the building. And that really ended up becoming the home for a 3-story boutique hotel that you find at the south end of the project. The building aesthetic really has 3 stories, precast base, which is really like a robust podium with precast frames, and terraces back to punch window expression at the upper levels, which is a very nice balance between sunlight and privacy. And what it allows for above the 7th floor is expansive wraparound terraces on these upper levels that are completely open to sky. And effectively, those end up becoming like an extension of the units that can be fully furnished and provide amazing views of the city. The design for the master plan was a building that wraps around a generous courtyard. And we have enhanced streets along Glencairn and the perimeter streets. And what we've done is we've introduced a 260-foot long linear park, which is a passive park along the western side of the building. It provides a wonderful overlook for the retail at the north end and the south end of the building and provides an entrance or an access for the 3-story townhouses, which have wonderfully manicured front yards and are slightly elevated from the park for privacy. And of course, as you know, architecture is just one part of a successful project. We really appreciate working with Alessandro Munge on the interiors of this building, and he will introduce you to that.
I'm here with my very good friend Alessandro Munge from Studio Munge. Alessandro, we've been working together for well over 20 years.
We have.
Since we both started. And with pride, I could say that you've designed virtually everything we've ever built in Lanterra. And since you started, I could almost say we're thankful that you have time for us, because you're designing some of the most exquisite hotels, residences all around the world. And no, it's been amazing to see how far you've come. In fact, you even recently designed the William Vale Hotel in Williamsburg in New York.
Yeah, we're very proud of that project. It's local. It's a really cool project. It just feels a place, and we had a fantastic client there. It's in a beautiful community, and I think it's really contributed to the community there.
One of the things I could say about Alessandro working together is the versatility you bring to your work.
Mm-hmm.
We've done the Brit, which is inspired by British hotels. We've done Ice, which is Scandinavian. We've done Treviso, which is
Italian.
a very, very comfortable Italian. On the other hand, we've done Eran Marom, which is a very contemporary Italian. On the By and By, we're doing 50 Scholar with Norman Foster. We did one Bedford, and each one of these projects are landmark projects. And they're very different. And each one of these are themed specifically for the clientele we expect to be living in that building.
That's right.
So tell me, what specifically inspired you for the design for Glenhill?
There's a couple things that came to mind. Classic, timeless, elegant. Timeless was important for me. I wanted to have that sense of longevity to it, that sense of timelessness to it. So how does that happen? Well, you have to be very careful with the moves that you're doing in design. You have to be careful in terms of the language that you're putting out there, the language of elevations and perspectives, and what you're doing to the ceilings and the floors and the walls. So what did we do on the walls? They're beautifully lined in limestone. What do we do on the floors? They're classically lined in marble. And then again, just to give it a bit of an edge, we threw in those gorgeous little patterns that you're seeing. We're careful on materials such as metals and glass. So what do we use? Things like bronze. Why? Because it's forever. It's a classic material that continues to live and breathe. And that's exactly what we wanted to do. So once we established that palette, then it was very easy to sort of erect a design language that felt right.
When we talk about interior design, we are talking about something holistic. It's a theme that infuses itself as you walk into the front door, through all the public areas, through the amenities, through the corridors, and also in terms of how the suites have been finished.
One of the things that I strive for in every single one of our projects, and my love in design is all things hospitality and all things residential. That's my love. And so what I love about the hospitality knowledge that we have is that we always try to infuse this sense of journey in our spaces, meaning that when someone comes home, what's that going to feel like? When you have visitors, what's that going to feel like? So that arrival, that lobby has to have that, in this case, this level of sophistication, and you still need these wow effects, right? You still need these moments in there that sort of has these aha moments. And in the lobby spaces, be it the north side or the south side, we looked for those. So for example, on the south side, there's this spectacular staircase that when you finally check in and ask for whoever's going to live in the building, once you turn the corner, you see this gorgeous staircase that there's something special there. From the lobby to the elevators, to the corridors, to each of the homes that people buy into, to the amenity spaces. I mean, quite frankly, even the rooftop has beautiful moments that just don't feel commercial. And that's what's special about it.
It's always so wonderful working with Alessandro. He does such fabulous interior designs. He also works really hard on all the layouts to ensure that each floor plan becomes a nice home for everyone. The building, like we talked about earlier, has something for everybody, whether you're an empty nester, whether you're a young family. We've got sizes and ranges in this floor plate that are unique. Almost every single plan has something individualized specifically for everyone's needs. When we start on the second and third levels, in this area, all the way across, we have suites that range from 1,100 to 1,500 square feet, and the price range is about 1.5 to 2 million. Let's not forget about the few limited one-bedrooms that we have, very spacious, from 700 to 900 square feet. Very few of these left, or available, so if anybody would like them, they'd have to jump on them very quickly. A good example of a two-bedroom that's 1,192 square feet is the Courtly. The Courtly is very spacious, two-bedroom and den, eat-in kitchen, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's everything a family would want and still have enough space for a lot of entertaining. From levels 4, 5, and 6, you start to have 9-foot ceilings in this level, and they range from 2,000 to 3,000 square feet. One of my favorites is the Kenwood, which has a wraparound terrace overlooking the park. It's gorgeous with 2 bedrooms, massive living, dining area, fireplace that divides it. I really love this suite. And the suites range in this area between 2.5 and 3.5 million. Beyond 7th floor and up, you have suites that go all the way up to 5,000 square feet. These suites are very generous. They also have private elevator access. A few of them have beautiful en-suites that are actually suites with living, dining, kitchen for those of you that want large families to stay with you for a long period of time. The standard finishes on the suites vary depending on the floor level, depending on the suite size. They're all top of the line. There's additional appliances as the suites get larger, but all of them are absolutely 5-star, best finishes you'll all love very much.
We spend a lot of thought on programming and designing the amenities of the building. We work together with our marketing team and Alessandro in order to supply the building with the lifestyle that our purchasers would expect. The geometry and the grades of the building also provided particular opportunities that we wouldn't otherwise had. First of all, we spoke before about the fact that it has 2 cores. There's an entrance on Glencairn and an entrance on Hillmount. And because of that, there are 2 concierge desks, and it creates an intimacy on both sides of the building so that people living on either side of the building could choose their elevators. Because of that, each side has their own concierge and lounge areas and a private boardroom so that people could use those boardrooms for their own private purposes and their meetings. We also supplied the building with 2 fitness centers. There's a large fitness center on the north side of the building, but there's also one on the top of the 8th floor, which would be shared with the hotel. Because the building's on a grade and is higher in Glencairn than it is on Hillmount, it gave us a unique opportunity to do an indoor pool, which comes complete with a hot tub, dry sauna, wet sauna, change rooms, even a massage room that we put on the subgrade part of the building on the Glencairn side, and managed to put in a pool that is long enough, over 50 feet, that could actually work for swimming laps on a daily basis, because we know that most of our purchasers are going to want to do that. Because the building has within it a 22-room boutique hotel, it also has event space that could be shared and used by the residents, and also a library that could be used for many, many different purposes, including gatherings, speeches, lectures, and private affairs. Because the building is situated the way there's a beautiful turning circle that cars enter in Glencairn, turn around, they could go down to Hillmount, but that's a portal into the park so that people could live in the building either on the north side or on the south side, go through the building, connect through the forecourt, and then go out to the hotel or to the restaurant. All in all, it's a building which has probably most space of amenities per unit than we've ever built, and it's for you, our purchasers.
Hello, my name is Gus Maurano. I'm a landscape associate with the MBTW group. The Glenhill project is special and unique in many ways, but significantly because it is bound by 3 streets and a new proposed public park. On the north, we have Glencairn, and then bound by Bathurst Street and Hillmont, we think that the ability for the site to engage the topography is something very special. Along Bathurst Street, we have enhanced brand new planting and paving. That's incorporating site furnishings. It's incorporating a much bigger tree canopy and really safe and inviting streetscape. On Hillmount, we have the entrance into the building on the lower level. It features new tree planting, softscape, and the ability to really engage the neighborhood street. Another really great aspect of the park is its ability to create valuable connections between the various institutional elements within the community. So a barrier-free walkway through a beautiful, lush, linear park is an absolutely crucial part of providing that public space that adds to the look and feel of the community. That brings us to the park and its integration with the building. There are 2 rooftop outdoor amenity terraces. On the 2nd floor, there is a lounge space with dining and enhanced planting and materials. The outdoor uses are really able to capitalize on that amount of natural light, so the park and the terraces are really going to be spectacular. On the rooftop terrace, we have an outdoor pool. It's raised, it has enhanced paving and planting materials, it has outdoor gathering spaces, and it's a really important aspect of the development with amazing views to the park and to the adjacent context. The overall landscape approach is that of capitalizing on the topography, integrating the building with the community, and really creating a memorable and absolutely elegant space. What's really special about Glenhill is the ability to take an existing urban context and to reinvigorate that with a new purpose. So enhanced streetscapes, an absolutely critical linear park stitched into the community, and that interaction between the building and the outdoor spaces is something that we at the MBTW group really do focus heavily on, and we think this is an absolutely excellent opportunity to have that be expressed in the new community.
One of the most exciting aspects of this project is our 22-room boutique hotel, which we will be branding Glenhill Suites. It turns out that the closest hotel is the Holiday Inn in Yorkdale, and there is really nothing closer short of going all the way downtown. So the community is not served by a hotel. We've been inspired by a hotel in London called The Pillar,
That's right.
which was a big part of the inspiration for this hotel. It's also a boutique hotel in a very established community and really services the community. We felt we wanted to do that. Now, Alessandro, you've been designing hotels in Las Vegas, Vancouver, New York. So this is a relatively small hotel for the kind of hotels that you do, but it has a very, very certain demographic. And could you tell us some of the things that you have in mind in the course of designing this hotel?
This is like, you hit it on the head, Mark. This is so important and so exciting. Okay, we talked about the fact this is a boutique, a residential property. It's not, skyscraper on Bathurst. And the fact that there's a hotel in there servicing not only the community, but those who live there just makes the program of what you're doing here that much special. Where do you get a residential development that is as boutique as this, that has all the little, call it the toys, if you will, or the little amenities, not only the typical amenities like be it a gym or the party room and things, but you've got a hotel. And I think that's just going to be amazing about this project. I mean, we've got all of the amenities within the hotel as well. We've got a ballroom, a mini ballroom that connects to the hotel. So even if there's a function in this property, you have the ability to use the hotel for this amenity, such as the ballroom space. So, I mean, think about what we're talking about here. Again, I want to emphasize, this is not a massive property, but look at the programming that you've put into this thing. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And all within a short elevator ride down, which is amazing. So there's a lot of these kind of projects in the city, but I think not to the level of this intimacy. And I think it's amazing.
So we talked about this, and you're in the process of designing the hotel rooms. I think we both would like to see a hotel room that somebody comes in and they feel instantly at home.
Exactly. And I think that's what we're going to do, Mark. We want to make sure that it feels like an extension of the homes in which they are designed within the property itself. It should feel very residential in its feel. It shouldn't feel commercial. It shouldn't feel like a big branded hotel. They should feel special.
Alessandro, the restaurant piece of this complex was very interesting to us, because the building is not just the architecture, interior design, it's not just the hotel. It's obviously the food service part of the system, and you've been instrumental in designing so many restaurants. We are very fortunate to be able to be working with Eran and Emil, and together we are going to be producing an award-winning food service, whether it's in the hotel, whether it's in the restaurant, together. And we will be hearing from Eran and Emil and sharing with them, hearing from them, their visions for how the food service will be an integral part of this project.
And what a great guy Eran is. He's so talented, great chef. He's so creative. I can't wait to sink my teeth into designing it and sinking my teeth into great meals, because he's the guy that's going to do that. This is going to be an incredible addition to this property, right on the park, right in that corner. It's a perfect situation for him.
We're here at the Yours Truly Meat Company, which is right at the corner of Dufferin and Lawrence in Treviso, one of Lanterra's favorite projects. I'm here with a very good friend, Eran, and also a very good friend, Emil, who run Yours Truly Meat Company and is one of the premier caterers in the city of Toronto today. I go way back with Eran, since he owned and was the chef of Marom, one of the best kosher restaurants Toronto has ever seen. On Eglinton, we ate there all the time, and since then we've become very good friends. Eran, you're one of the best kosher chefs that I've ever come across. I travel the world, and you've always impressed me. Eran got together with Emil and created a very, very specialty food service, but the reason we're here is because I've reached out to Eran and Emil to help us design the food service in Glenhill.
And we get a call from Mark, and Mark says, I have a crazy idea. you know something exciting is coming. I'm sure Mark remembers that phone call. And that's where the whole Glenhill project started, when Mark explained to us about really developing a robust, all-encompassing food service program. Me and Eran talk, when we speak about it, we like to view it as almost a concierge for food services. The same way there's that guy at the front desk who, has the key to your apartment that you trust to put in the Amazon package, or whether it's the valet bringing up your car. We want to be the same thing for food, whether it's they run to the morning coffee, the late night snack, service at the pool, Pesach, Sukkot, whatever it is, 365, 7 days a week, Shabbos, Kiddush, anniversaries, birthdays, knowing our clients' birthdays, delivering a cake to the unit, ice cream to the grandkids when they come swimming. all of these are the things that we're talking about when Eran calls me at 1 a.m. because I have this crazy idea. I saw this food cart in Copenhagen that sells hot dogs. We're going to park it in the entranceway. And I said, Eran, like, we don't even know how wide the drive is. No, put it in the folder, put it in the folder. So we've now gathered a folder of hundreds of pictures of ideas all around the world, amazing flavors, fresh market-inspired ingredients, the most amazing cuts of meat, dry-aged prime beef, a robust wine program,
Yes.
dry aging steaks, barbecues at the patio, you name it, we're thinking about it.
Yes.
And that's really what we've been working on.
I'm expecting to live in the building myself, and a lot of people like close to me, right? And in today's day and age in particular, but folks, for me, the food's going to be obviously nutritious,
Yes.
fresh,
100%.
and very calorie conscious.
Yes.
Do you guys make cholent too?
Well, that's going to be on the other side of things in the pleasure kitchen. We will touch, obviously, all the Jewish. We cannot skip that. That's our world, and we have to stay connected there. But yes, there will be room for Kanish and the kugel, and obviously, we can.
Traditional.
100%.
And herring and kichel.
100%.
The Kiddush box.
The Kiddush box, of
Okay,
course.
yeah.
We will be
You're
there.
gonna go catch the herring yourself.
100%. And the bagels and the lox and the cream cheese.
Around the corner,
Okay,
babies.
guys. No, this is great. Listen, we're just starting now. We're expecting to start construction in the early part of 2021, and we're going to be working together closely. And one of the most exciting things personally for me is working together with you on this particular part of the project. And it's going to be tough, but you're going to have to come and cater a meal for us.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here with Robert Klopot of the Forest Hills Group. Robert is the president and founder of the preeminent property management company in Toronto, and you specialize in upscale luxury condominiums.
That's right. Well, thank you for having me, and it's also great to be servicing another one of your communities. And I think that, to your point, we often see, especially at the high end of the market, which this product obviously is, a transition from people that used to live in their homes to now moving to their first condominium. And I think the service model is something that they can expect to have in a very customized and personalized way. And just to expand on that a little bit, once you do move into your brand new home at Glenhill, you can expect to see things like a 24/7, 365 customized concierge service at your front desk, to your suite porter services, on-site amenities that can include pet spas, car wash services. It really is a state-of-the-art building and experience in all the touch points that you can imagine.
So, Robert, especially with all the buildings that you manage, you appreciate that buildings are managed for the people living in them. We expect to have a range of different type of people from different backgrounds in the building, but given the fact that the building is located in a predominantly Jewish neighborhood, there would be an expectation that there would be a fairly noticeable percentage of people that are Jewish, which would have specific needs. We were very careful in our condominium documents to balance the needs of any particular faith and every particular ethnic background to make sure that everybody would have what they would need and also be fair to everybody else. And your job as a manager, subject to the board of directors, would be to implement that. So we have designed in the building Sabbath elevators, or the possibility to install sukkahs during the holiday people, or an ability to get in and out of the building on Jewish holidays and whatnot. And that's a service that you expect to make available and have that service not impede on anybody else, but make it clearly available and have those rights enshrined in the condominium documents.
That's right. And I think that even early on in the planning phase, when you talked about the design of the sukkah, for example, I think it shows in the renderings, and I'm sure in the final product it will as well. But it's very unique, but it's also very standardized, and it presents really well for the building. When it comes to the execution of that, I think residents can be assured that when it comes time to either put it up or bring it down, that's a one-stop shop service that we also provide at the front desk. And to your point about the faith of the broader community in that area, of course, considerations like Friday elevator service, elevator service on the Sabbath, unique holidays that also have, faith-based guidelines. Those are going to be entrenched, as you said, in the docs, but also very mindful in terms of how we train and execute those services on the ground with our staff.
So Robert, it's been great having you, and we really look forward to working with you as the building evolves. And gets
Likewise.
built.
Thank you.
It's been a great hour. We learned all about the building. We've met the architects, we've met the interior designers, we've met the company that's going to be managing the building and providing the food service. And at the beginning of the program, we invited our listeners to send in questions by email, which we have assembled. And we're going to spend the next few moments trying to answer some of your questions. I can't resist. I have to start with this one. Hi, my name is Brian. My son Wayne was your father's dentist. Could I have a friend and family discount? You're going to get that a lot, Anne.
Well, yes. Well, Mark, I think that's a question for you.
Actually, we've tried very hard to price the units to be competitive. We appreciate the fact that this is a community building, and we price the buildings to be reasonable. Of course, there's something we have to charge that's reasonable in order to be able to afford to build a building, and we're trying to be fair to everybody. And would you say that so far people have expressed their interest, have generally understood that our prices are reasonable?
Oh, yes. Everybody's been very pleased with the pricing because what you're getting in this building is the same type of quality, if not more, that is selling in properties now that are $18,000 to over $2,000 per square foot. So this is definitely an amazing price to have the type of services and the type of exclusivity that this building offers.
So apparently Brian was actually just joking, because what he really wants to know is when we intend to start construction, when is occupancy, and whether he could stretch out his deposits.
Absolutely. So the deposits are stretched out over 540 days. $5,000 when you write the offer, balance to 5% in 30 days, 90, 270, 540, and then nothing else until occupancy. So it's very spread out, and occupancy isn't until 2024. So it gives you a long time to put down a little bit of money and just sit back and relax, and then your suite will be ready in due time. Maybe I should mention too, the maintenance is 87 cents per square foot, and that covers everything and more services in this building than you would normally get anywhere else. And it covers everything. You just have to pay your own heat and hydro and gas if you have such, and your taxes. I have a question for you, actually.
Okay.
So this is, I live in the community in a home, and I wish to stay in the community, but need to know that if I'm in a condo, that I can still observe Shabbat. Is there any consideration in regard to this?
It's a really great question. We spent a lot of time trying to balance the fact that the complex is in a Jewish neighborhood, and we expect a lot of our purchasers to be Kashrut observant or Sabbath observant. And we wanted to balance that with being able to serve everybody of all faiths and all backgrounds and all ethnic backgrounds. So we have built into the building Sabbath elevators. We've designed our kitchens very carefully so that they would be kosher friendly, but they could be used for anything. And we've put in a number of other features that would make everybody feel comfortable in the building. Of course, how the building gets operated on a daily basis will ultimately be the decision of the board of directors. But what we did for our part was to supply the building with, for example, 2 gyms and 2 swimming pools, and the ability to get in and out of the building easily. And we truly believe it will be a building that will be comfortable for everybody to live in.
So much so you did that I'd be so excited to live in the building because of all the additional amenities that this building serves. It's one of a kind, truly.
So Sarah is concerned about the hotel, and she is quite interested to know how the hotel and the building will behave with each other. So maybe I'll take this answer.
Yeah, I think you should take this, except that first let me say, Sarah, don't even worry. I mean, to have a hotel with it's just a boutique hotel with just 22 rooms, to be able to have that when you have guests coming from out of town, I mean, this is just incredible. Not only, but all the services that you get, the bonus services that you get because the hotel's there. But I'll hand it over to you for more.
So we put a lot of thought into the building. In the condominium docs, we actually drafted the hotel, the agreement that will be entered into between the hotel and the condominium, and we made sure that both could coexist and in fact thrive on each other. The fact that there is a hotel is able to give the condominiums room service, for example, which you wouldn't otherwise get in a building like this. There are some facilities like the upstairs fitness room that would belong to the hotel, but the residents could use it. But the residents' outdoor pool could be used by the people in the hotel. On the other hand, the hotel has event space and a library that could be used for prayers, or could be used for gatherings that would be made available to the residential. So I do think that you have the best of both worlds. And of course, we built into the condominium documents and into those agreements that, for example, you can't make bands play later than a certain hour at night, so that not to disturb the building. And clearly the food services will have the mechanical systems that will work well with the building itself.
It's just like when we go away on these broker trips, and once you've been in a hotel and you get all these services, you don't want to go back home. And to know that you could come back home and still have those services, I mean, you can ask for anything more.
Nancy seems to be very concerned about being able to have enough parking. She knows a lot of condominiums, you can only buy one parking space.
Well, most of our suites, you can buy 2 parking spaces. There's only a small number that only 1 is available, so you're lucky there that 2 are available for almost every single suite in the building.
So, Anne, let me ask you a question. This will be our last question. It's challenging to sell condos in the COVID world. So now the provincial rules do permit us to have face-to-face in-room sales, and we have now a sales office with your excellent team here at our head office at 2811 Dufferin Street. In order to make an appointment, who do you call? How do you contact your staff?
Yep, you can email at info@glenhill.ca. You could also call us. I'm sure you'll see the number on the screen. We'll make a personal appointment with you, either in person, all COVID friendly, very safe, masks are mandatory, or if you're still uncomfortable, we have had very many successful calls on Zoom, and we're happy to set that up with you also. Whichever makes you feel most comfortable, we're here for you.
So we're going to be starting sales as soon as the live stream is sort of booked. We are going to have a copy of this live stream on our website. We'll be posting information if you'd like to see it again or share it with people that you know. And of course, again, we're happy to answer any of your questions. Just be in touch with us. It's been great having you for the last hour. We hope you learned something. We enjoyed your company. And on behalf of all of us here at Lanterra and all of your great staff, we wish all of our viewers a very, very happy holiday season and a safe, prosperous, and secure future. And we hope to see you soon.
Thank you.